Yay!
That is great. So I'm assuming a part of a larger piece.
Yes, and in fact, it's the first of two pieces that John wrote.
Is it like part of a longer story, or
Yes.
is it just like a short story thing?
Yeah, it's very extended media, or you can even think of just like a new media piece. That it's like he's written the story of these satellites, and there's JUICE, which is the Jupiter. What is it called again? JUICE is a real satellite.
Jupiter, ice, something.
Yeah, it's something Explorer, and then 9 is like Pioneer 9 or something like that, and like I think 10 is another one. I don't know if it's Pioneer or what it is, but it's another one. The Jupiter Icy Moons Explorer, yes. So the whole story is like these guys talking to each other essentially in the year 17,776, and kind of JUICE really is into parts of what's been going on with football, but what's been going on Earth. And there's like a whole like multi-chapter story with pictures and all sorts of stuff that's illustrating so you can see what's going on. And then when he was done writing that, he started 20,020, which he started writing I think in 2020. And he got what feels like he got most of the way through the story, and then he did not come back and finish it. He's written more stuff I think in 2021, but he never actually wrapped the whole thing up, which is a little disappointing because it's like it's at a really good part of the story, because the 20,020 is about a specific football game that's been going on, and the way that it works is that you have to imagine that every stadium that has a football field, what would happen if you extended the end zones just out in like a long unbroken line? And if you did that, that becomes playable space for you to go play the game. And what that also means then is that if every field does that in the United States, eventually they're going to cross at certain places. And if you can only stay on the field and have to go from place to place and be on this field, that means that you can find another lane where it intersects with somebody else's field, and you can move onto their field and start using that as proper space as well. It's very, very interesting and really intricate, but it means that all of these teams are all playing the same game. They're all involved in the same game at the same time, and these people have lived for decades and decades and decades playing this game. And like the interesting, like people like live in apartment blocks that are technically part of the same field, so that they have not actually left the field of play, so they can continue to live and be a part of the game.
And folks in chat were saying that apparently he's in the process of writing a full book.
That's fantastic.
Called 50,007.
Nice. I did not hear about that. They're very good though. Like if you've never read it, as sci-fi goes from somebody who is a sports fan, I think it's still really interesting, even if you're not into sports, that you're just like, but you can understand why somebody would write something like this. Right. And everyone in chat is telling about all the things that are going on, and I'm not going to explain them all, but there they are. We have done a reading of chapter 10 from 17,776.
Is ever actual football mentioned?
Because all the rules of football still apply. American football.
That was my joke.
Yes, I get you now. Yes, I realize that as I say, no, it's American football. Oh, I see what you're saying. The thing is, he's never addressed whether actual football has the same thing going on, like maybe in Europe or something somewhere, where it's like a big, like there's a lot more clubs and a lot more whatever else, but that would be really interesting if it was. It's mostly just an analysis of like, if people are basically functionally immortal, like they can't die, like aging doesn't really happen anymore. What do you content yourself with? And you content yourself by joining a football team and playing these games and being a part of the whole thing, and just kind of falling into what happens in a game like this.
The idea that sort of over time, all the sort of exciting, the things that we sort of think of as, oh man, I would totally do this if I was. It's like all that. Most of that stuff probably just becomes boring after a while.
Yeah.
And then
you just invent ways to make it bigger and bigger and bigger, which is very much within the spirit of like how I think that's kind of John's thing too. Is it's like NFL football is like this. It wants to get bigger and bigger and be more showy and be whatever. It's like this is the way you could make that happen. The way you could see that happen.
I like. Reminds me. There's a movie called Existenz.
Oh yeah,
It's a
Cronenberg film.
Yeah, it's about like the sort of fully immersive VR stuff, and there's a thing with like the first stuff that people do with fully immersive VR is like games, and then you have like whatever sex stuff and things. But it turns out that like later on, after sort of the novelty is worn off, people start doing stuff like be hit by a car.
Right. Huh, in a Cronenberg film, really?
Yeah, who would have guessed?
It's like, what would happen if I had 6 arms? Oh, it'd be like this. Neat. Definitely we have that today with like people going home from their job and being like, I'm going to play Farming Simulator. That's what I want to spend my time in tonight.
Yeah, my dad, who is was a landscape gardener, was very suspicious of Power Wash Simulator when I was telling him about it. It's like, I literally have a Power Wash machine. You can use it if you want to do my sidewalk.
Oh, you had chores ready for you.
It's not the same.
I see. No, I mean, yeah, you gotta it's like, dude, like, Dad, you could wash a DeLorean. you could wash the time machine. He likes movies, right? You could watch the time machine from Back to the Future.
Can you make your sidewalk light up and go ding?
Was your dad trying to Tom Sawyer you?
Maybe, yeah.
We